Hey there, hi there, ho there. I'm Thousand Year Gems and welcome back to another video, guys. So today I wanted to take a look at a question I've been asking and fans have been asking for a long time. Who should be the main villain in Spyro 4? But also I'm going to touch on the mini bosses a little bit and just talk about that. So I'm going to try and take the overall framework that of what fans want to see for the main villain of Spyro 4. I'm gonna try to be as least subjective as possible. Uh, and yeah, I think we're gonna have some fun and a lot you guys might have already heard about already. I'll touch on what the fan consensus is kind of at the moment, and we'll go over that. But ultimately, just to have fun and talk about uh, what's going to happen. So let's get right into it. Sorceress, number one, I think is the least likely uh, to come back or just to return in Spyro 4 at all. I think she had her story done in Year of the Dragon. Yeah, and she feels like that one-off villain. Not to say that she was bad. I love the Sorceress, but she had her time and place, and it's over. I just think it's the least likely. She already kind of came back in that super bonus world thing. As strange as that comeback was, it provides a nice epilogue for Year of the Dragon. So it would just be weird if she came back for another time. Just, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, we got to enjoy her and Reignited. That's pretty much it. We got to see it come back. And as for Nasty, this is actually the most likely. So there's been the tease with the toys recently. He's in Crash on the Run as a small mini boss, I believe. I don't play the game, but that's what I heard. And also, it's small, but he was in CTR. Nitro Field was a character. But he also feels the least utilized in the trilogy. The least impact, and I think he has a lot to say in the new Spyro 4. There could be potential for a new story, which I might touch on later. But out of the original three villains, I think Nasty has that highest spot to come back for at least a villain, or not to be the main villain, at least. That leaving Ripto. So Ripto, I would like to think. I saw a poll like sometime recently, and it did say that Ripto was the most popular Spyro villain. So there's still that chance he could come back. He didn't have a return, right? You could argue Enter the Dragonfly, but what I'm trying to say is this is kind of that. If Ripto was to come back, it'd be more better to redeem the failure of Enter the Dragonfly. It'd be nice to see him come back in a nice, proper, meaningful way. But we also got that tease with working with Nasty in the original games, like the Spyro plan or whatever. So you could work with that. Like there's Spyro and Nasty Ripto and Nasty could come back. Again, maybe not for main villains, but maybe for mini bosses or the main villain. Yeah, I think that would be fun just because, fans like to think about that epilogue you get in the original trilogy where they discuss the Spyro plan. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see that be done. If they were mini bosses, there's problems with that. It might feel like it'll hurt the character's novelty, like they just were kind of thrown in there for the sake of being in there. So there's the worry of running into that. But there's lots that can happen regarding that. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. If you still think that Ripto and Nasty working together will be a good idea. It's I feel like it's half-half between the fan base, which is interesting. We'll see what happens though. So yeah, mini bosses. Yeah, they have to come back. I think with Spyro 2 and 3 at least, that's when they first started to feel like really part of the game and not just kind of Spyro 1, they don't feel like boss battles because they just kind of feel like stronger enemies in a level because you still collect gems and all that in the level. But Spyro, as much as I love Gulp and Crush and Spyro 2, Spyro 3 has really good boss battles, and I think they're going to kind of take this approach with Spyro 4. Make them different characters this time, like new mini bosses. I think that would be cool. Make them intimidating. Like, you know, I think Buzz is pretty intimidating for a first boss at least, and then I know they dumbed down this guy and reignited, which kind of stinks. He was very intimidating in the original trilogy and quite hard too. So yeah, I love to see mini bosses brought back to this degree, and also like Scorch. If you're going to touch on Spyro 1 bosses, I think it would be kind of funny. Again, this is sort of subjective, but I'd like to think a lot of fans would agree that Dr. Shem coming back would be pretty cool to see. Make him a little stronger. Just give him some new gimmick or whatever it may be. I think that'd be funny. That'd be kind of cool to see that. But yeah, mini bosses are something that needs to be done well in Spyro 4. I don't want to see like Spyro 1 again. So yeah, again, we'll see what happens there. I might make a separate video more on that, like more of what I want to see in the mini bosses besides of who they're going to be. This video is just kind of dedicated to like who and what should be and all that. So yeah, this is a popular fan thing. This is Red from Hero's Tale. Yeah, and this popular idea going around the Spyro fan base is that they want to see some kind of rogue evil dragon be the main villain. I never actually finished Hero's Tale, but yeah, you had Red here. Cool design. I just don't think he was probably utilized that well. But again, so this is kind of why it offers that redeeming factor for Spyro 4. You can bring this back in a brand new way, and also make it a fresh new villain, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, this is Malaphor from one of the Legend of Spyro games, and I've only heard about it from videos and that. So yeah, maybe this could be one of the main villains. This is something that I'm leaning towards as well. I think because when you brought the dragons back from Spyro 1 reignited, like the redesigns, like new arts, it made people like realize how cool the artwork could be, and yeah, how much dragons and how much lore it plays into Spyro. So and they were super popular in Spyro 1 reignited. So I think people want to see more dragons in general, right? It only makes sense. Yeah, and then you can redeem these post-Insomniac Spyro titles that tried to do it. Make it part of Spyro canon now, right? So that would be super cool to see this rogue evil dragon that's making the story go forward, and Spyro and friends need to stop this guy and travel to 4 or 5 different homeworlds. So here is Dark Spyro. So I wanted to touch on this briefly as well. Dark Spyro, and this is kind of playing off Canadian guy A's video recently, but Dark Spyro has been popping up a lot recently, suspiciously in Crash on the Run. He was also in CTR Nitro Fueled for a skin, I believe. But again, in a fan consensus, I'd like to believe he's popular. People like Dark Spyro. It's cool. It's edgy. And yes, it has potential to be, him to be for a Spyro 4 villain. I didn't play Crash on the Run, but there's just little teases in there, right, of like kind of his personality and character. He was released from something, so maybe one of the rogue dragons was cloned Spyro, or created a counterpart to defeat the real Spyro. Something. I think this idea works. It's very new. It's very interesting to think about how Dark Spyro and Nasty have been popping up a lot more than other Spyro characters. So it's something to think about. And how Dark Spyro could be maybe part of this evil rogue dragon's plan, or even part of Nasty Nork's plan. Who knows, right? Sorry, but that pretty much sums up the rest of the video. It was just pretty much going over what the fans think right now, who should be the main villain. I want to go over possible new bosses. Anything can happen for Spyro 4. There could be a brand new boss, not a dragon, just something completely new. Maybe like the sheep leader, like the sheep the sheeps who finally get roasted. Their leader finally gets fed up and wants revenge on Spyro. I don't know. But is there other people like Ripto, other of these warlocks, I believe, that are out there? Anything can happen. But overall, I think the idea of this new evil dragon has the most credibility right now. So what do you guys think of that in the comments? Let me know. Yeah, hit like and subscribe. It helps me out, and I'll put more of these videos out. Take care, guys. All the best. Bye-bye.